Hey guys, Tristan the Gunslinger Kramer here. In this video, I'm going to show you guys the basic boxing knowledge you need for success in striking sports. We're going to be covering our main punches, the jab, cross, hook, and uppercut. The jab is a very useful punch which you can use to measure distance, engage the long guard, and it can even be a powerful strike if you want it to be. The only thing you have to remember with the jab is keeping your hand out a bit. That way you can cover less distance, but not too far where you can't come back into your guard in case you get punched. The other thing you have to remember is when you throw a strike is to step with your lead foot, like so. The reason why you do this is because you gain momentum when you step in with it. Another thing to keep in mind is when you throw a strike, you always want to breathe, like this. Here's an example of the jab. So my hand's out, I'm going to take a step with my foot, and I'm going to breathe as I throw. One thing to keep in mind, guys, and this applies to every single strike I'm going to show you in this video, is a fast retention back to your guard or back to where your hand was. So don't throw the strike and let it go. Make sure you're bringing the strike back into your guard. Okay, so if you're practicing, don't do this. Don't do this. Do this. Fast retention and back to your guard. This is a good habit to build. The next strike we're going to learn is the cross. Now the cross is a strike easier said than done, but here's some things to keep in mind. The thing to keep in mind with a cross is to throw it with your hips, almost like tossing a baseball. Another thing to keep in mind is fully extending your arm. So don't throw a cross like this. Throw it like this. Your arm should go fully out. Here's an example for you guys. The next strike is the hook. Now the hooks are great. It's also our first two variations. There's a lead hook and a power hook. So we're gonna go over both. The first thing to remember is don't overthrow the hook. So when you throw a hook, you don't want to go like this. You don't want to go like this. You want to keep it in balance. You want to stay in line with your hook. If you overthrow, lots of things can happen. You get kicked in the face, you can get taken down. There's a ton of bad things that can happen. So make sure you keep your balance when you throw that hook. The other thing to keep in mind is keeping your shoulder a little loose. So don't throw the hook like really tight. Try and loosen your shoulder because it's going to allow you to hit a little bit harder. This applies to both your power hook and your lead hook. And of course, guys, rotating the hips is a very good thing. When you rotate the hips, you're giving yourself even more power. Throwing with your arms might feel right, but it's not as hard as you think. So try throwing with the hips. Here's an example for you guys. The uppercut is a great strike, and if you catch someone with it, it can end their night. So let's go over it. Now, I've talked a lot in this video about rotation, and instead of rotating to the side like this or like this, we're going to actually be rotating up more. This is going to be the motion of the uppercut, is upward. Now, I like to launch the uppercut from my chin like this. And also, I don't wind back. It's one of those things where it feels better than it is. Doing this is not as powerful as doing this. And same thing for the lead hook. Also breathing. Notice how I just did there? It was like, ugh. Make sure you breathe. Alright guys, that covers this video on boxing punches. Obviously, it's not the most super in-depth video. I'm going to link down below in the description some really good videos that go into the punches really in depth, and I really like these videos because they taught me a lot. Anyway guys, subscribe for more. I'm going to be posting MMA content, but also I'm going to be posting just some like cool kicks and combos. They're going to be YouTube shorts, so check those out if you want, and have a good rest of your day, guys.